What's going on, everybody? Welcome into TTP Sports, as we're basically just wrapping up another Phillies series. They lose the series to the St. Louis Cardinals. They lose 2 out of 3, and the offense is a major problem. The offense is a major problem. This is the second time they got shut out in this series. They lose 7-0 to the St. Louis Cardinals. The offense only had 3 hits. They didn't have a single base runner past the third inning. I believe the final 18, 19, 20, 21 batters were retired in a row for the Philadelphia Phillies, and the offense is lifeless. The offense can't hit. That's bottom line. This offense cannot hit. This offense is a major problem with this team. And I think 5 series to start the season is probably a better time than not to find a way to identify this team, find a way to identify the problems, find a way to point out the problems, and dissect everything. And 5 series, I think, is a good enough sample size. This offense can't hit. This offense just can't. It's what I basically described in yesterday's recap, trying to go over what happened with Friday's game. It's over-relying on your veteran talent to provide you everything. And even when those guys go quiet in today's game, because Bryce Harper barely missed a home run, but besides that, I think he only had a single. Kyle Schwarber walked. Trey Turner had 4 flyouts. Nick Castellanos, I don't think really did much in this game. Basically the similar, compared to everybody else. When those 4 guys really don't do much, I think JT Realmuto also had a hit, but at this point I consider JT Realmuto on the back 9 of his career offensively wise, and he's really not that guy that could be a top hitter in your lineup anymore. When the bottom of your guys in the lineup, when guys that you're expecting to contribute, when your veterans don't contribute, and that's going to happen. When you have guys that just don't deserve to be in the lineup consistently, and they're still in the lineup because you have no other options, and they're just continuing and continuing and continuing and continuing to struggle and just look horrific at the plate, specifically describing Alec Bohm's at bats, specifically describing Brandon Marsh's at bats, when you're forced to use Johan Rojas in the lineup, and when you do have a chance with runners in scoring position very early in this game, because JT Realmuto got a single, then Edmundo Sosa turned a single into a double with a fantastic slide. And when you have Brandon Marsh up, who strikes out on a high fastball, just an ugly at bat, for some reason Brandon Marsh is even playing against a left-handed pitcher, and then Johan Rojas with 2 outs decides to bunt, and just an easy play for the pitcher for the Cardinals to throw him out. You're that desperate to score a run that Johan Rojas is bunting with 2 outs. I don't get it. I don't understand the concept. It doesn't make sense. That just proves how much this offense can't hit. And it's just too crazy to think, because Alec Bohm is not this bad. Alec Bohm has proved that he can be a hitter that can hit a lot of extra base hits, that can give you at least a 280 average, that can knock in 90 RBIs. It's up here. It's up here. I don't care that people are saying, oh, he's putting good swings out there, he's making good contact, he's not getting lucky, he's getting very unlucky. It's a result-based business, people. You're not putting results out there, you don't deserve to be in the lineup. It's just bottom line. If you're not putting results out there, you don't deserve to be in the lineup. When was the last time Brandon Marsh had a hit? I was even surprised he walked in last night's game. I was surprised that he walked yesterday. When was the last time Marsh had a hit? I don't even know. Rojas, he's just not a good major league hitter. That is what it is. Stott, he's just a guy that can hit in your bottom of your lineup. He's not as bad, nowhere close to as bad as Bowman's Marsh are right now, but Stott's not a guy that should hit in the top of your lineup. And Stott had the off day today because Edmundo Sosa played second base. Stott's the least of your concerns there. Bryce is the least of your concerns. Schwarber obviously is the least of your concerns. Nick, besides basically his 5 strikeout game, has been the least of your concerns. Trey, he had the home run against Atlanta that gave you the lead late. He hasn't really impressed me that much, but he really hasn't done anything egregious to where I still say he's far from your issues. It's really just your younger guys in your bottom of the lineup that are just not hitting. When Edmundo Sosa is playing 20 billion times better than you, He deserves to be in the lineup every day. I know Kepler hasn't done much either, so that really just stems to just Dave Dombrowski's offseason as a whole, as a major whole there. For, yeah, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to go improve this outfield. I'm going to go make moves to improve this outfield. Your move was Max Kepler, and going into the season once again with a center field platoon of Johan Rojas and Brandon Marsh. And just to even state for Brandon Marsh, to show what type of player he is, he's had 3 seasons so far to basically battle for the everyday starting center field gig over Johan Rojas, and he still can't even beat it. He still can't even fully claim center field as his own because the guy cannot hit. The guy cannot hit. Now, do I think Brandon Marsh is as bad as a hitter as he's being? No. Do I think he's fantastic? No, at the same time. He's somewhere like a little bit above, around below league average hitter. He's not as bad as this, but it's still not good enough when he's hitting at his best, if you know what I mean. Alec Boehm's not this bad, but it's getting to a point where he cannot be in the lineup every day. He is physically hurting you. Brandon Marsh is physically hurting you every time because those guys are getting the bulk of the chances. When Bryce gets on, when Trey gets on, when Schwarber gets on, when Nick gets on, these guys are getting the bulk of the chances with runners in scoring position, and they're not coming through. Like, how many times are you going to see Brandon Marsh up there with a couple of runners in scoring position? Johan Rojas with a couple of runners in scoring position, with Bryson Stott with a couple of runners in scoring position. It's really a lot of these bottom of the lineup guys. And I don't even think they had that many chances with runners on today because they really didn't. Yeah, Castellanos had a chance. I believe that was during the earlier, I think it was during the 3rd inning, if I'm not mistaken. If I go back to the 3rd inning when those guys had runners in scoring position, let me check. Yes, Trey Turner got a single, stole second base, then Schwarber and Castellanos struck out, so those were their lone opportunities. Top 2nd inning, JT Realmuto with a single, Sosa with a single that moved JT to 3rd, and Sosa advanced to 2nd on the play. And then Marsh strikes out, Rojas tries to bunt. That was basically your only chances. You got, I believe, the last 19, 20, 21 batters got retired in a row for the Phillies. Didn't have a single base runner from the 4th inning on. Nothing. Your offense just completely died on you. And Zack Wheeler wasn't much better, but as much as I want to go and criticize Zack Wheeler, your offense literally did nothing. It doesn't matter what Zack Wheeler did. Your offense didn't hit. But I do want to point out there that Zack Wheeler does have a home run problem now. That is 4 home runs and 4 starts. Would have been 5 home runs if it wasn't for Edmundo Sosa robbery against the Atlanta Braves the other night. So Zack Wheeler hasn't been his best either, and there's a little bit of concerns there with Wheeler. In the beginning of the game, Wheeler was getting a bunch of quick outs, low pitch count, and then the command started going all over the place. And then once he allowed a couple of hits, started to unravel, allows the home run, and then you can put to when he allowed I believe the 3rd and 4th runs for the Cardinals to score. Brandon Marsh's defense in left field had a chance to catch 2 fly balls that ended up being ground rule doubles. Yeah, the defense didn't help Zack Wheeler out either. But I need Zack Wheeler to be better as well. You have guys in your lineup that shouldn't be playing. Boehm should not be playing. Marsh should not be playing. Rojas should not be playing. That's 3 guys in your lineup. 3. That's not good. That is not good. You're over-relying on your veteran talent to be your offense. And that is not going to be sustainable whatsoever. It's not. That's what leads you to getting shut out 2 times in a series. That's what leads you to win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. That's a stretch they're on now. Win-loss, 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 win-loss. And what's led you to 2 straight series losses. And you cannot hit with runners in scoring position. You can get runners on. You can get base runners when you feel like it. You can't drive them home. You just can't. You just cannot. It's a major issue with this team. And the same problems keep arriving. But, Alec Boehm's not this bad. He's not 150, 164, 167 like this. It's just a whole new low. A whole new low for Alec Boehm. Marsh, 108, 250. Marsh is soon to be a below 100 hitter. Soon to be below 100. That can't be in the lineup. 108 average, 250 on base, a 189 slug. That cannot be in the lineup. That seriously cannot be in the lineup. Alec Bohm 150, 164, 167. It just can't. Meanwhile, Edmundo Sosa can't get into the lineup every day when batting 444, 464, and 593. That's just crazy. Just looking at some of the other averages right here, Nick Castellanos batting 291, 339 on base, 491 slug. Schwarber batting 273, 412 on base, 655 slug. Bryce Harper, the power numbers aren't there for him, even though, yeah, he would have had a home run if not for the win today. 250 average, 373 on base. Bryce Harper's going to get on base because of his at-bats. 393 slug. Trey Turner, 240 average, 321 on base, 340 slug. And I know we're asking, why can't Cody Clemens get into the lineup? Why all this stuff? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I think if we're seriously asking for Cody Clemens to be in the lineup, you're not good. You're not good. You're not good. It's the same thing asking, oh, when Weston Wilson comes back, can he slot into the lineup more consistently? If we're asking for Weston Wilson to come in here and contribute at an amount that he's probably not going to do, you're not good. You're not good enough. And that's the issue. Like, this is something that needs to be solved now, but I don't know if Dave Dombrowski is going to do it. I seriously do not know if Dave Dombrowski is going to do it. I really don't know. There's only so much that Rob Thompson can do with this lineup because there's so many guys that are struggling. Yeah, like I said, you can put the argument about maybe trying to start Cody Clemens maybe one game to just shake things up. At this rate, Bohm cannot be in the lineup. Marsh cannot be in the lineup. Rojas is what he is. He can't be in the lineup either, but someone's got to play center field. Cody Clemens, you got to find a way to get Cody Clemens into the lineup just to get him a game, just to see what it is. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do besides having to force a make a trade. You got to get somebody that can play center field every day, and I don't know where that comes from. People are going to try to bring up, try to get Luis Robert Jr. from the Chicago White Sox, even though I was an advocate for that last season. He's a red flag at this point. He can't hit. He can't hit. He's basically right now, he's a right-handed hitting Brandon Marsh with more power. And he has similar numbers to Brandon Marsh this year. That's just not going to cut it. It is not going to cut it. I don't know what person you can say that they can go out and get. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know who you can go out and physically get. I don't know who they can go out there to physically get. I think I'm not sure if Zach's in the chat right now, but he was bringing this up in the Brodes Discord. Maybe go out with the Colorado Rockies, try to get Brenton Doyle from them. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting idea. He's one of the best defensive center fielders in the game, and his bat's solid. So far this year for Colorado, he's batting .321 with a .355, 7 on base, .904 OPS, 3 homers, 12 RBIs. Last year he batted .260, .317 on base, and a .763 OPS. He had 23 home runs. He's a career .240 hitter. He's 26 years old. I mean, at this point, those numbers are drastically better than what the Phillies center fielders are putting up at this rate. I know Johan Rojas is statistically right now batting .308, 400 on base, and a .308 slug, but that is due to very minimal games that he is playing. Very minimal. Very minimal. Maybe Brenton Doyle is a guy. I'm trying to look at like the center fielders throughout Major League Baseball that would even work. I mean, Byron Buxton would be a solid center fielder for you, but the guy's made of glass and he can't stay on the field. Luis Robert Jr. is basically the same thing, but he can't hit either right now, and he can't stay on the field. Yeah, Brenton Doyle is definitely a guy that you would look for. What else? Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays. Cedric Mullins. JJ Bleday. Garrett Mitchell. Tommy Edman, even though he's going to be in the Los Angeles Dodgers. Someone from Detroit. Lars Nootbaar. Giants are keeping Young-Hoo Lee, Jake McCarthy from the Diamondbacks. I know the Phillies have been tied to McCarthy in the past, so I'm not entirely sure. But he's lefty. I'd be more preferred to get a right-handed bat. Evan Carter from the Rangers, Lane Thomas from Cleveland, Red Sox. Yeah, some of these guys they're just not going to move some of these players. You prefer Cedric Mullins? I don't even think Cedric Mullins is that good of a player anymore on the hitting side. At this, like, I'm just more prone to, like, is Cedric Mullins no, he's a lefty. Cedric Mullins this year batting 283, 421 on base, 986 OPS. He's had a good year last year, though. He batted 234. He had a really down year last year. Last year we couldn't say the down here. He batted 230 plus for 2 straight seasons. I would just prefer Doyle because he's younger, and I think right-handed bat, I think, is the more preferable. Right-handed bat that has some pop. Doyle looks like to have some pop. He had 23 home runs last year. He's only been in the league for 3 seasons, though. So we'll see where it takes him. He had 10 home runs in 23. He had 23 home runs last year. He has 3 so far this year. And he would be drastically better than anything the Phillies have in center field right now. Drastically better. Drastically better. I just don't know where else you look to. Is Justin Crawford really the option right now? Even though you could say, could Justin Crawford be any worse? Probably not. But do we want to rely on Justin Crawford right now? That's the question. That's the question. Because I know he's putting up good numbers so far in AAA. I just want to see what numbers is he putting up right now. So far in 2025 for AAA, he's batting 268 with a 317 on base and a 674 OPS. Not the best numbers. Not the best numbers-wise. Even though he's not really a power hitter, he's more of a slap hitter. No home runs, 7 RBIs, 5 stolen bases. I don't think that's going to cut it for the Phillies either, even though that's drastically better than whatever they're doing right now. Last year for 2 teams... So last year for single A plus, he batted 301 with a 349 on base, a 438 slug. He's never really going to be a slug guy. You really need him just to be an average and an on-base guy to steal some bases for you and be a speed threat on the base paths. And that's what he was last year in Reading in Double A. He played 40 games. He had a 333 average, 380 on base, I think that is, with the way the numbers look. And a 455 slug and 835 OPS. That was really good stuff. He had 9 home runs in total last year between both single A and double A this year. So early, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they called him up. What other players that are out here? Where's Rincones at? Is he playing in AAA? What about Rincones? What is he doing? What is Gabe doing? Gabriel Rincones Jr. What is he doing so far? Is he in AAA or is he in AA? He is in AAA. So far in 50 at-bats for Rincones, he's batting 280. He's a little outfielder, so you never know. He's batting 280, 333 on base, and a 913 OPS, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt either. Last year between 2 leagues, I believe it's the same thing. Yep, between the Florida league for the Phillies. No, these are advanced stats. What the fuck? So between, I'm assuming, minor league baseball, single A. Can't be any worse. Yeah, none of these guys probably can be any worse than what the Phillies have right now. That is definitely true. It's definitely true. I am trying to see if there's anything here post-game from a Rob Thompson from any of the Phillies players. Right now, I'm just seeing so much Sixer stuff because their game just ended and their season just ended. And there's so many Sixer stuff talking about here with Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse. So that's just basically, I'm waiting to find the mold here through all the Sixer stuff. So I don't know if there's anything else. So right now, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, game-wise, there is literally nothing to talk about game-wise. Your offense was completely dead. The Cardinals, once, Zack Wheeler started to unravel a little bit, bullpen comes in. Matt Strom allows a run, strikes out 3. Hernandez allows a home run. No, he allows a couple of. He does allow a home run. He does allow a home run. The wind threw them off their game. It would have been 1-0 Phillies if it wasn't for the wind and Bryce Harper's ball going to knock down. Would have been from that. I mean, they had a chance to go out there and grab a guy like a Tyler O'Neill. They didn't do that. What's Tyler O'Neill's numbers for the Orioles? I think he's doing solid for them. He's doing solid for them. Yeah, so far this year, he's batting .295 with a .373 on base and a .1918 OPS. He's got 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Tyler O'Neill would have been a good pickup. I don't know why they didn't decide to go after him. Now, I'm not trying to do that to shit on Max Kepler. I don't hate Max Kepler, but I just don't think it's good enough. Just don't think it's good enough. I don't know. I just don't know what you do. I really don't know what you do. I really don't know what you do. You just need something to spark this team. And I know a lot of people can say it's early, blah, 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 blah. They could do all this. They could, you don't have to panic right now. 5 series is a good enough sample size to point out red flags with a team. And I'm pointing out red flags. Your starting rotation can be only as good enough if the bats can't hit. Your starting rotation can only do so much. Luzardo can only do so much. Nola can only do so much. Sanchez can only do so much. Wheeler can only do so much, even though I do have concerns about Zack Wheeler so far in his first 4 starts. He really hasn't had a good start since the first game of the season, in my personal opinion. Just saying. I know the game he went 7 innings strong against the Colorado Rockies. He still allowed a home run in that game. The command wasn't that he got away with stuff because it was the Rockies. Then blew up against the Braves, even though you could say Johan Rojas' dropped ball really caused all that. He still spiraled out of control, and he still allowed a 3-run shot after that. He's an ace of his staff. He's a Cy Young caliber pitcher. He can get out of that. Then this start, it's got off to a really good start. Then things started to unravel for him. But like Zack Wheeler, like I said, there's concerns with him that I have. But he's far from the issue right now with the offense. Like I can't like Michael Barkan puts stuff on Twitter that are quotes from the game, but I really can't decipher the way that Barkan tweets things out. I can't, because Thompson, he says it right here. It's talking about Brandon Marsh. Thompson says, "Marsh, I got to think about that one. He's really frustrated." That doesn't tell me shit. Obviously, he's fucking frustrated, but what you gotta say? What does he have to think about? He's sucking right now. It's just, I need like a full quote here from Rob Thompson. Full quote here. I wish someone would post his interview live. I don't even know if I could find, even though I could probably go to Post Game Live and try to find Rob Thompson's post game interview. I probably should be going on YouTube TV right now just to post that up. Honest to God, if I could find if they're talking with the interview right now. Switch it to that so I can get the interview post game. What from post game? Blah blah blah. But boop boop. Let me just go to freaking YouTube TV. Let me sign in. Sign into YouTube TV. Thank you. Can I find the Phillies? Can I find the Phillies? No, but they're on NBC 10. Unless they're not even having. Or do they have post game on here? I don't even know. Okay, Phillies post game live right here. Okay, there it is. And right now they're in a goddamn commercial, so I don't even know if they're even fully on post game. Jesus. Because I doubt they'll have post game on NBC 10. I doubt they have that. So maybe it's on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Maybe it's on NBC Sports Philly Plus. I don't know. I just want to find the post game shit. Okay, now it looks like they are talking about it. Unless Rob hasn't spoke yet, maybe they'll go to it right here. So if they do go to it, maybe they'll pop up. Right now they're showing Jordan Walker's 2-run shot against Hernandez in the garbage time of the game. So hopefully we get the Rob here. Hopefully we get the Rob. Let's see. Are you going to talk about Rob? Can we talk about Rob here? Can we talk about Rob? Now we're talking about Brandon Marsh. I don't know if they've gone to Rob anything at all. I don't think they have. I don't think they have. And I can't rewind even further because you can only rewind so much when you just turn into the channel on YouTube TV. So if Rob Thompson appears on my screen, I'll bring up the audio. But I don't think there's anything else that I can point out. Don't think there's anything else there because nothing from any Phillies insider is coming on Twitter. So I just gotta wait. So, this team is very much aggravating her, obviously. So, upcoming schedule, they don't have an off day until next Thursday, I believe, so we're going to have to suffer through Phillies baseball to get there everybody for the next week and a half. What else? Yep, they got a 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Oh, God. And I think the Giants just won a series against the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken. And the Giants, they are 11-4. So they won a series against the Yankees after losing a series to the Reds where they got shut out twice. So, I don't know. So looking at the pitching matchups for this 4-game set, there's 3 7 o'clock or 6:45 games at CBP, and then Thursday at 4 o'clock. So Taijuan Walker, he's going up tomorrow against Landon Roop. Roop is 0-1 with a 3.60 ERA. Can Taijuan Walker continue his scoreless streak? I have no idea. Then Tuesday, Jesus Luzardo against Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander is in his twilight. He has not been good for San Francisco. He is 0-0 with a 6.92 ERA. He gave up 5 earned runs. He gave up 5 earned runs in 5 2/3 against Cincinnati. Gave up 3 earned runs in 2 1/3 against Seattle. They gave up 2 earned runs against Cincinnati again. So we've seen Cincinnati quite often here. Then on Wednesday, it's Aaron Nola against Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray is 3-0 with a 2.93 ERA, so we know what to expect from him. And then Christopher Sanchez going up against Jordan Hicks. He is 1-1 with a 5.87 ERA for the San Francisco Giants. So their rotation hasn't been the best, but they're finding ways to win games. I'm assuming it's their offense. Then you got a weekend series with the Miami Marlins. Some fucking Miami Marlins. So you had a weekend series there. Then you go to New York to play the Mets. Then you finally have an off day after that. Honestly, God, for Sean here, thank God the Phillies Marlins series on Saturday and Sunday, they play at 1 o'clock and a 1:30 game. So nothing can interrupt WrestleMania, even though at that point I've been more focused on WrestleMania than the Phillies games that weekend. Just putting in a little note out there for anybody that watches wrestling. I think Zack also does too, so he's probably excited for WrestleMania. Here's something for the fucking 76ers. Coach Nurse and Daryl Morey will be back next year, according to Daryl Morey. So, yeah. Yikes. Life as a Philadelphia sports fan right now, they're interviewing Brandon Marsh. So I don't know if they got to Rob Thompson yet. They probably have. I'm not entirely sure. So, not really going to get much from Rob, I guess. Might as well just close that before I use any more internet up. Anything else? We do have a couple of voicemails here. I believe we have 3. Yeah, we do have 3 voicemails here, actually. We also got a text from Jonathan. So let's get to the text from Jonathan first. Need to shake the lineup a good bit going into the San Francisco series. Also, second straight bad game for Wheeler. Not many people want to notice that because of how bad the lineup has been. Yeah. I'll point out Wheeler hasn't been the best, but I think today is... You really couldn't do much if you were Zack Wheeler because the offense just didn't hit. Just didn't hit. That's the major summary. So let's go to the rest of the voicemail line. We do have another caller here that's asking a question, so not sure if they left their name or not. It doesn't look like it from the transcript, so let's just listen to this guy's call. See what he has got.
Hey, buddy. So right now, I'm not sure what's going on, but if you have to rank like the Phillies bullpen, the lineup, starting pitching, and the bench, how would you rank them? Thanks.
Ranking the bullpen, the lineup, the starting pitching, and the bench. Obviously, the starting pitching is the best thing about this team. It's what they're built on. Bench, we really haven't even seen the fucking bench consistently, so I don't even know if I can rank the bench, because we really haven't even seen it, but it's probably not the best. The offense, it's probably still better than the bullpen, even though the offense is fucking pissing us off. The bullpen still has their red flags, even though the bullpen really has not been the issue the past couple of series. It's probably a tie between the offense and the bullpen, honest to God. Probably a tie there. But I appreciate the call. I do appreciate the call. Still trying to see if there's anything from Rob Thompson. There's not. I'm going to be falling off that train right there. We do have a call from Zack and Sean. Let's get to Zack's first, and Zack's call is actually below 2 minutes. That is a new record. That is a new record for Zack. Just messing with you. But let's get to Zack's call.
Well, another disappointing Phillies loss. Second straight series loss. Not a whole lot to talk about in this one. Zack Wheeler wasn't very sharp. Got hit up a bit in this one. Not that it really mattered, because this lineup, continuing, themes that we've seen in the past that have plagued them, and this year to start, when your top guys aren't hitting, nobody else is going to pick up the slack. It's just the way it is. I mean, they're making average pitchers look like Cy Young candidates out there. It's really embarrassing.
Yep.
I mean, outfield-wise, man, this team is so weak in center field. Brandon Marsh, just what the hell? I mean, what happened to him? He was never this bad. This is an all-time low for him. I mean, you got to go out. I threw Brenton Doyle out there in the Discord. I just thought, maybe, I don't know what Colorado would be willing to, if they'd be willing to give him up, or what we'd have to give up for him. But I think, he's a solid player. And then might have to go get David Robertson for this bullpen, because we just don't have any reliable right-handers. So that's about it. I mean, what can you say? I don't know who we have next on the schedule. The Giants?
Yep.
I think.
Giants.
So, yeah, come back home. Hopefully they can regroup and win that series. But it's just a rough going right now for this team and mostly this offense. So, all right. Go Phils. Peace.
I mean, yeah, it's rifle. And just going to Brandon Marsh and Alec Boehm right here, when you bring up, Brandon Marsh has never been this bad. Well, the good fight here on Twitter posted Alec Boehm and Brandon Marsh stats since last season. So specifically for Alec Boehm, it's since May 1st of 2024. In 125 games played since May 1st of 2024, Alec Boehm is batting .246 with a .289 on base and a .383 slug with a .672 OPS, 11 home runs, 70 RBIs, and an 85 WRC+. That's terrible. And then Brandon Marsh since July 1st of 2024, in 82 games, he's batting .214 with a .301 on base and a .383 slug with a .684 OPS, 10 home runs, 33 RBIs, and a 92 WRC+. A little more than a slow start, is what they say. Yeah, definitely a little more than a slow start. That is garbage. That is garbage. Is Marsh over his last 29? I don't even know. It feels like he's over his last 1,000. That's how long felt like since he's had a hit. That's how long it's felt like since he's had a hit. Could not tell you, man. I could not tell you. Let's get to the call from Sean here.
Well, as I said yesterday, games aren't won and lost on paper, and here's a prime example. Let's start off with Zack Wheeler. His last two starts have been garbage. I mean, not good enough, even 6 innings, 3 runs against the Cardinals lineup that really doesn't have a lot of thump in it. I mean, I'm not going to bury Wheeler yet. It's early in the year, but he is 35 years old. I mean, maybe Father Time is catching up to him. But I will give him, and I will give all the starters on this team a caveat and excuse. It has to be damn hard to take the mound knowing that if you give up more than 1 run, you're going to lose. And that's the problem with this team. And there's really nothing you can do about it. This is the lineup that you've assembled. These are the salaries that you're paying these guys to go 0 for 3, 0 for 4 every night. I mean, your young kids, you better pray to God that they're the future and the future is sooner rather than later. But they're stuck at AA while these overpaid, non-productive veterans suck all the life out of you. There's nothing you can do. Your bench is anemic. I mean, if either Alec Boehm or Brandon Marsh is on that field tomorrow, Thompson should be fired immediately. It's so bad for Alec Boehm, he can't even put a tag on at third base.
I
mean,
about that.
This lineup is what it is. Put the spotlight on Dave Dombrowski. Your only change to this lineup was Max Kepler, a guy who's hitting like $125. And by the way, off topic, but his other prize acquisition of late, Hernandez, didn't look real sharp either. I mean, this is just what it is. The lineup hasn't been good enough for the last 3 to 4 years, and you're rolling it out there again. Why should we expect anything different?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you whatsoever. I think we can also throw blame to maybe John Middleton. Did John Middleton in this offseason not give Dave Dombrowski enough wiggle room with the salary? Did John Middleton give Dave Dombrowski a limit? Now, I'm not trying to throw blame off Dave Dombrowski. He needs to make better moves, even with limited usefulness. Well, even with limited salary limits. But did John Middleton get afraid of going over the third luxury tax as much as they are? Did he tell Dave Dombrowski, hey, you can only spend an X amount of money. You can only spend an X amount of dollars. You can't spend that much. We can't go over the third luxury tax as much as we are. Did John Middleton put a halt on that and prevented Dave from doing much in the offseason? Why do you think Dave was so hell-bent on trying to trade Alec Boehm? Even though there's probably more reasons why to hell-bent trade Alec Boehm, but maybe that's a factor into it. Maybe you're trying to get Alec Boehm's salary off the team. I know John Middleton last year during the trade deadline always kept saying that, got to strike while the iron is hot, can't go really quiet during the trade deadline. Was he really just saying that to save face? Save face with the fan base? Maybe take some blame off him? I don't know. But I think there's some blame to be shed on John Middleton. Maybe he limited Dave Dombrowski. Maybe he did. Now, it's like I said, it's not taking blame off Dave. He's got to do better even with limited resources. But, got to be better. Maybe John Middleton halted this Phillies team from doing much. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know, though. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm just spitballing. So, we'll see. I got nothing else. So, it's April. It's a long fucking season, definitely. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow, boys, when they're back at Citizens Bank Park. We'll see. But, thanks, guys, for tuning in. Also, Sean, here's an update. NHL score update. The Boston Bruins are beating the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-0. So, that helps for the tank crowd, I guess. I think people want Boston to win this game more than the Penguins. So, we'll see. We'll see where things goes. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Uh,